Okay, card number 2 for October stamping is this beauty. This is a great layout for a card. So I will show you how to put this one together. We will need for this card, you will need the gift wrapped bundle, which comes with this stamp set, this punch, and then you will also need one of your tag topper punches. Any of these topper punches that you have in your craft room will work. And then I am also using the Label Me Fancy punch here for our sentiment. Okay, let me show you a few cards I made with this layout. We have this one. And then if you have some Christmas paper, the Christmas rose paper, look at how beautiful this layout shows that paper off. This one I love. This is the Velveteen paper in soft seafoam mixed with the Christmas paper. Lovely. And it's such an elegant layout. I thought, oh, I need to do black. Look at that. Black, and this is Blushing Bride with some of the magnolia paper. I can't remember if the pink in the magnolia paper is Petal Pink or Blushing Bride, but we went with Blushing Bride. Look at that. Beautiful. And then this card, similar to the first one, this was one of my prototypes when I was working on the design. You'll see on this one, it looks beautiful on camera. So what I did on this embossing folder, I rubbed my ink spots onto the embossing folder and then embossed. And it looks beautiful, but I really thought that it made the design a bit busy. So I did not continue adding ink to my embossing folders, but you always have that option. Oh, I love that. Parisian Flourish, that is fabulous. And then these use the quilt, the 3D quilt design. It just adds, the embossing folder adds a little punch in the background for you. And then this is the Parisian. So I use the Parisian Flourish and the quilt 3D. Can't see it too well on that one. The black is better. Now, to make this card, you by no means do you need to do the embossing folder, the dry embossing with the embossing folder, but it does add that little bit of punch for the card because it's a very elegant card, and that embossing in the background helps keep everything elegant. But certainly by no means do you need, you can make this card without embossing at all. Let me go ahead and show you how to put this card together. I will put the measurements for the cards. I have a PDF, and I'll put it somewhere. I'll link it somewhere so that you can find it. On the title of the video, down below, there's a down arrow. If you click on that down arrow, I've added more information, and I'll link this PDF up somewhere so you can just click on that down arrow and get access to the PDF. But let me go ahead and put this card together. This is definitely a layout that you will want in your treasure box because it is a, oh, I just love it. It's a beauty. And these strips, for example, are only 2-inch strips, so you can really, more than just using scraps, you can also, from your papers, you can make a lot of cards because you're only using a 2-inch strip here. So this is a very functional layout for us. So for this card, I've chosen to use some fall colors. We have a cinnamon cider card base. The first panel, color panel for my card, panel 1 with the peacock cardstock will be 5 3/8 by 4 1/8, 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And then the Just Jade, which is my panel 2. I cut that panel to 5 1/4 inches by 4 inches, and then I embossed this panel only. And so let me go ahead and attach these to my card. I know there's different ways to attach. Start at the bottom and work up, or start at the top and work down. I'm not sure I'm consistent enough to do either or every time. So let's work top down this time. Let's see what that gets us. Okay. Now remember, with this embossing, there's less space for the glue to attach, so you need to make sure that this panel is attached, is adhered tightly to your panel below it. So let me just, don't do this hard because you don't want to wipe away the embossing, but you do want to make sure that the glue that's attached to the glue on the paper is attaching these two pieces together. Okay, and then I will attach this panel to the card base. Okay. All right. And look, that folder is just so elegant just by itself. This folder in the copper or the silver or the gold, stunning. Now we've got our tags. So if you do your tags, if you cut your paper to 2 by 4 5/8, it will make the perfect tag for a card front every time. And then all you need to do, I always do my tag punches from the from the bottom, you want to make sure that your tag covers both of those corners so that you don't end up with square corners, which I did here a little bit, you see. So my tag wasn't quite a full 2 inches because it was a scrap, and I thought, oh, that looks right. And so do you see I have rounded here, but this one is straight. So that's, we don't like that. We don't like that at all. And it's going to show because I've got mine like this. So let me grab another piece of paper. Now you can, if you want to, just trim this. I think I'll go ahead and make another one, but you can just take your snips when that happens and just trim that like that. And then if you have a sanding block, which I do, but I just can't ever find it when I need it. If you have the nail brush, okay, that just rounds it like that, okay, and you're good to go. But let me see for this one, let me see if I have another piece of copper. Okay, I've got another piece here. Let me see. Hopefully I did this one wide enough. Let's see, I'll stick this in here. See, it's almost a little big, but that's okay. Just shove it in there anyway. Okay, and then we will not end up with those corners. Okay. Okay, let me see. This one was a little long on this side, that's why you've got that line everywhere, but that's okay because we're going to cover, this side's going to be covered with the tag. We just needed this top piece to be accurate. And we're good now. This will go on here like this. Okay. That was a lot of work for a tag. Sometimes it goes like that. And I'll also go ahead and punch our sentiment here while I've got this out. So I just chose the sentiment from the gift wrapped bundle, Celebrate in Style. This is such a fun and easy to use bundle. Perfect. And then in this bundle, there are these star stamps. Everything in this bundle has a mid-century feel to it. I love it. So on this star stamp, mine is not loaded on my block straight, but when I stamp this, I look at this largest stamp and the center point, I try to keep perfectly vertical. And so when I stamp multiple stars, I don't get a wonky sense to the stars. So when I line this up, I'm keeping on the largest star the center as straight as possible. And then when that matters is when I come back and add additional stars, again, I'm keeping that as straight as possible. And then my design is not wonky. And I will just stamp a few of these. How cute is that? Oh my goodness. I have some Velcro on the table here that's sticking to me. Okay, and then we just need our Label Me Fancy. I call this one Sister of the Goddess Punch. Okay. And I keep the Celebrate and the edge of the punch as parallel as possible. I've messed it up a few times. So I'm a little less concerned with whether the sentiment is centered as much as I'm just trying to keep this parallel, because I've got so many stars stamped that keeping the sentiment centered is less important. Okay, and now we can just put the finishing touches on our card. I mean, for real, how easy is this layout? All my extras here. Let's see. On this one, I've only got one bow, but I think for this one, we'll go ahead and do two. Just add a little bit of glue here in the center. Glue those together, and then if you have a little paper clip, just do like that, and then you can pull these up like this. Let that dry for just a minute. We'll put some dimensionals on our sentiment label. We'll get that. Adhered to our card. Now we want even though we've got our tags off center, we want our sentiment straight. That works out perfectly. I'll go ahead and add some Champagne Rhinestones. I mean, are these not the most fabulous things on the planet? I guess this one wants to be on the card since it's on my finger. Let me go ahead and just put one large one here. And then I'll take a small one. Put that there. And now I think my bow is plenty dry. Some glue here. And just keep this, don't let your bows go off too much, especially if you're going to put it in an envelope. If you're just going to hand it to somebody, it's not a big deal, but oop, I'm a little messy with my glue. Look at that. That's all right. It will dry clear. Well, it's tacky glue. It doesn't completely dry, but it will be clear. Okay, and let's go ahead and put we can use this one that we messed up. Let's go ahead and put the center piece there. So you just need to, out of any of your scrap foil, just punch that little piece. And a dimensional works great. You just need a little, half a dimensional or a piece of the edge. Works fine. Oops, I pulled the top off. Didn't cut that all the way. That glue stuck to me. There we go. Okay, and that's it. This is a great layout. So we've got those that we made. We have our elegant black. That is just beautiful. Okay, here's all my scrap pieces because I've been making this card. Okay, here's with the inked background. Here's our Christmas rose. Okay, there you go. Great layout. Give it a try. Give it a try. You'll love it. Bye.